Hello, crafty friends. This is Robin from Robin's Creations LLC. On today, we will be creating a Rain Boots 5x7 card. Let's get started. I want to show you the supplies that we will be using on today. Starting off with the 5x7 base, and for the sake of time, everything has been cut out prior to this recording. So we have the base, which is 5x7. It has been stamped on the back. Then I have the mat that will go on top, and the mat is 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we'll go ahead, and the cardstock is Recollections. The base is 100-pound and the mat is a 65-pound. Both are Recollections. Let's move that to the side. And here I have the majority of the elements that I will use to build the Rain Boots card. These elements, the majority of them were cut from Cricut Design Space, and I found the boot in one of the images, and then the flowers as well. Then we have some of the more intricate cuts, and as well as the banners that I used my Crafter's Companion Gemini, and these elements were cut using the Gemini. And all of these things can be found, if still available, because they were purchased so long ago, on Crafter's Companion website. Then I have my Tombow liquid glue, as well as my bone folder. And today I wanted to use the Glossy Accents. And the Glossy Accents, this my thought is to kind of shine up the boots. So if I have to pull any other supplies, I will be pulling from the other items that I already have cut out. And these are some embellishments, like for the centers, as well as some of the stems. So we'll get started building the card. So I have the silicone mat because of the various liquids that I will be using. And I wanted to be able to stamp the sentiment on the front of the card. And we're going to say this time, we're just going to say "just for you" on the sentiment. And this is my Misti stamper. And once I get the boots on the card and put them in place, I need to allow the Glossy Accents to dry. It's a liquid, and well, it did say do not shake, but it is a liquid, a fine liquid with the precision tip. And the precision tip just allows you to put everything right in place, and it dries glossy. So we may have to put this on last because it's going to take a while before it dries. So this is, oh, and this should be the last supply that I'll use. And this is the Spectrum Noir, the Harmony Edition Midnight Blue. And this was purchased from Crafter's Companion as well. So I'm going to move all these extra elements off to the side and begin to build right here on the mat. So we will start with the boots. And I did cut out the boots, and it has like a, the boots, they have the offset around them. So when I saw that they had the offset around the boots, I didn't know if I was going to use the white outline of the boots or if I should use black. And just to, you know, just wanted to take a look as I begin to build the card, just to see which one looks best. And I wasn't too sure, so I'll try looking at it now. And when you, as you can see, the boot cardstock that I chose has quite a few different colors here in the background, the polka dots. So I can kind of pull from all those different colors that are inside. So I'm trying to get the internal portion of the boot kind of pulled away. And then I can add this offset back around the boot and glue it down. So it's all up to you as far as what you want it to, you know, what you would like to use. So we're going to go ahead and, what do you think? Should I use the white or should I go ahead and use the black? So I am thinking that just to build that contrast, I'm going to go with the black. I'm going to go with the black. I'll either love it or like it later, but I'm going to go ahead and use the black, I think. Okay, so I'll go ahead and shake up the glue and add some of the Tombow liquid glue onto the back. And if it seems a little clogged, you just pull it up and then push it back down. I don't want a big blob to come out, but sometimes that is exactly what will happen. And I do have two of the I do have two of the Tombow glitter glue nearby, but I cannot, I don't see it. And it starts to get messy. So let me see if I can get, and if it gets to be a little clogged, sometimes you have to just unclog it. And I wanted to keep some baby wipes nearby. And the baby wipes that I keep by are right now, these are the brand that I have. And I can kind of clean up and try and unclog the cap of the Tombow glue. And this happens, you know, because I have two and kind of favor one over the other, it will get a little clogged. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my weeding tool and unclog the glue. And keeping the baby wipes in your craft room is an awesome cleanup method. So I'll go ahead and push. Let me see here. Go ahead and push. And it looks like it goes in the opposite direction. And I'll get another baby wipe just to clear my hands off of all the sticky residue. And try and add some more glue. Let's try this again. So, okay. So it did come out, but it came out with a burst only because it was clogged. So what I'll do is kind of get some of the glue onto the other boot so that I'm not using, you know, too much glue. So we'll go ahead. Let me see here. Let me go ahead and place the boots. I'll place them down. Let me kind of back it up a little bit. Okay, so it looks like, you know, it looks pretty good. And I'm still a little nervous about the outline, if I should use the white or the black. And I know I just said black, but it just seems like it's going to be so harsh. And let me see here. With all the rain, all the rain that we've had lately, it just seems like making these rain boots. And another good, I guess, use for the rain boots is when you're gardening. And as you are gardening and going out to your garden, it's good to wear the rain boots as well, because you can walk in the wet ground, walk on the wet ground, as well as, you know, in the high waters, and not get your, you know, your feet and your socks all wet up. So the rain boots have, you know, many different purposes. So that's why I thought, hey, why not? Let's do some rain, some rain boots. So we'll go ahead and let me see here. This one is a little off. So let's get it a little closer. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. And my hands are a little sticky. So let me use my baby wipe one more time. Okay. Alrighty. So I got that all done. And sometimes I can use, you know, another handy dandy tool to kind of get things in place as well. And the boots will have to overlap because that's just the way they're going to be. So let me see if I can take this part of the boot and kind of put it underneath rather than on top. And sometimes with this Tombow glue, it is it's liquid glue, so it is a bit forgiving. And forgiving just meaning that it takes a little while before the glue dries, so you'll have a little more time to move things and adjust things around. So I'm going to carefully move the heel underneath, just so as I'm layering it, everything will be in place and I'm not having the layering of the boot kind of disfigure what I'm trying to accomplish here. So I just wanted to take and move that around. It looks pretty good. It worked out. It worked out. So, and another great thing of this Tombow glue, it dries clear. So I do like that as well. So we'll go ahead, and I'm trying to get everything in place. And what I'll do is begin to lay down some of the greenery, and then I'll pile the flowers on top. So let's see how we like this. And if I have, you know, two matching ones, because I I sometimes, you know, sometimes I can match them up, and then oftentimes they don't need to be matched up. They can be a little different, because when you have flowers in your garden, they are not exactly the same all the time. So it's okay to have, you know, things be a little different in the way, you know, they look. So we'll go ahead and place some of the floral pieces, and we'll go ahead and curl these petals. I'm curling the petals upward. And I'll go ahead and use a little bit of the Tombow glue. And I like the placement of the leaves, so I'll go ahead and keep those there. Kind of push that down. And then I'll kind of raise up a little bit on the other vine. And we'll place some of these florals all around. So it's looking pretty good so far. And the petals can go, you can bend them upward or downward. It's, you know, you can play around with it just to see which one you like best. It doesn't have to be in a particular way. But let me see here. You just want to take and strategically kind of place them. Aw, I love this. Okay, so how does that look? Okay, so I absolutely love this. So I'm going to go ahead and let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and curl the other petals and glue them together. So I'll just curl these downward with my bone folder and then place them back onto the card by pushing them upward in an upward motion. So I took the bone folder and curled them down and then pushed them up. And then that just allows the petals, gives them character. And then I'll do the same with the blue petals. I curled them downward and then you push them upward a little bit just to give them character as well. So let me see here. And I need to do the same thing for the lavender. And I did see where I curled them in the opposite direction. So now I'll just do it again. And I'm going to put the blue in the middle so that the blue won't be so matchy-matchy to the base. So I'll do something like that. So that turned out, I think that's beautiful. So I'll go ahead and begin to put the petals all together and just adding just a little smidge of the glue, and hopefully I'm having a not so good time with this glue today. So, oh please, let me see if I can get or find, okay. It's always good to have another one on hand. So it looks like okay. So it came out a little It oozed out a lot. So I'm going to try and use it on the other stems as well. And when you're placing the petals, you don't have to match them in the same direction. You can alternate the petals. And when you alternate them, that just means where there's one, then you just turn it clockwise or counterclockwise and offset them. And you don't want them to be so matchy-matchy. You can offset the petals. So that turned out really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and set that other one to the side. So, okay. And then now I have enough of the glue out. So I'll go ahead and kind of turn these, kind of offset these petals as well. And I can always use like my handy dandy dowel to not get my hands so sticky. And again, this will dry clear. Although it kind of, you know, shows white initially, and then it will dry clear. So here we have, okay, so that doesn't look bad, not at all. So we'll go ahead and put a little glue behind here, and I like the placement. So we'll go ahead and put a little glue on the back and find a nice place for the lavender flowers. So now I'll go ahead and place some of the centers that I cut out as well. So we have the multiple centers, and I'm just going to go ahead with the yellow. And that one popped off, but that's okay. And I'll put that one back in place. And then I have one additional. It's a little small, much smaller. And then I'll just go ahead and place that center. So this backdrop is coming, you know, along really, really nicely. I like it a lot. And we're going to use a banner. And which banner, I'm not too sure of at the moment. But let's see if we can find like a banner that we would use here at the top and see if we're going to see if the sentiment will stamp on this smaller banner, or is it just too large? That's not bad. Okay, we'll leave that, and we'll put the Misti over to the side. So the card base, and we're going to just hold the sentiment there as it dries. Then we'll pick up the base of the card. And on the back of the card, we'll go ahead and let's add some tape from the tape runner and go ahead and add that to the back of the card. So we'll add some tape from the tape runner, and we'll try to get as close to the edges as possible. And then we'll glue it down to the base. So oftentimes you gotta hover over top just to make sure like the top, bottom, left, and right are a bit centered. So that looks pretty nice. It's in place. And I'm going to make room for the sentiment. And I'll put the sentiment here. And go ahead and add the Glossy Accents. So I'll remove the top. And then I'll add the Glossy Accents to the boots. So I want the boots to be a bit shiny. So I'll add, and I'm hoping that I'm not adding too much. This is only like my second time using the Glossy Accents, but I do know that, you know, it will give you that shiny appearance. It'll make this, you know, kind of matted cardstock. It will allow it to, you know, be a bit shiny. So that is my thought process. You know how the oftentimes the boots, the rain boots, have like a glossier finish to them. So that's what I'm trying to achieve here. And what we have here is a beautiful, and I will post the card after it dries. And what we have here is a beautiful rain boot card. I love it. I love it. And I love the florals, the daisies that surround the boots or coming out of the boots. And then we have a little greenery, the sentiment. I like the way this 5x7 card turned out. You're going to have to let me know in the chat what you think. Oh, wow. This turned out really nice. And let me bring it up just a little closer so you can see the Glossy Accents. Can you see that shine? Oh, wow. It looks rather nice. I'm going to sit it here and let it dry. But this turned out nice. I am liking what I see thus far. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend. And until next time, bloom where you are planted. Bye.